Coffee is part of most people's daily routine, but there are some roasts and blends and health benefits that most of us don't even know about. Lucy Danziger is editor-in-chief of Self magazine, and she's here with some of the best and most expensive, and here to tell us the difference. Good morning, Lucy.
Thanks for having me.
Well, welcome. All right, so let's just get a coffee bean 101.
Coffee's a lot like wine. You can become a connoisseur, which is where I'm at. I'm an aficionado of this, and I love my morning brew. So it's really preference. When you're looking at coffee, you have to say to yourself, do you want organic? You know, USA Organic, that says it's chemical free. Do you want a stronger brew? Starbucks comes from all around the equatorial, world, and it comes from all over the country. I know all over the world. And then you have the Dunkin' Donuts, which is Central America, more locally grown, so it's a little cheaper. But the thing that's confusing is most people would think a darker bean is stronger than the lighter.
That's not true.
You got to think of it like toast. The darker bean has cooked longer. They've taken more antioxidants out and more caffeine out. So this is a more bitter taste, but it's also got more caffeine and more antioxidants.
That is very interesting. So when you're shopping, remember, the darker the bean, the less caffeine and the less antioxidants.
And the richer.
And the richer
the
taste.
richer, smoother taste.
Okay.
So it's really preference.
All right.
Okay.
So if you buy, so the difference between the beans is just preference. It's not that the most expensive bean tastes better.
Well, it's interesting. We looked for the most expensive bean ever in the world, and we found it. It's only sold in one little store in New York. It's a $300 a pound coffee.
Yes, I mentioned this
It
outside.
comes from Indonesia. It has been eaten by a weasel-like animal called a civet, and then pooped out and brought to you from the jungle floor, hand roasted. And what's supposed to happen is in the gut of the animal, it gets sweeter. It takes out a lot of the acid. So this is the most expensive coffee in the world. And so should we taste it?
All right. But I just wonder who discovered this in the first place and how and why.
One wonders. Absolutely.
All right.
Pretty good.
I don't take my coffee black, but it tastes pretty good.
It's pretty good. It's
but
very
I
smooth.
think the point to make is that the price of the bean, the more expensive the bean, the rarer. It doesn't necessarily mean it's better for
That's
you
right.
or it tastes better.
That's right. And
it just means it's really rare.
And it's probably been hand brewed or it's been grown without chemicals, which is some people's preference.
Okay, so now if we're brewing
organic.
at home, what are some things we should keep in mind?
All right, well, first of all, I like to say coffee's like the fountain of youth. More Americans get more antioxidants from coffee every day than any other source. So it can be anything. It can be the grinds, the beans. But if you're going to have a bean, grind it right before you make that cup, so it's freshest, okay? If it's a grind, keep it in an airtight container to keep that freshness. It lasts about a week in your cupboard. Keep it dark, keep it out of the light, or in the freezer in the full bean up to 6 weeks.
So after you grind your coffee, or if you buy it ground, it only lasts a week?
And keep it in an airtight container.
Unless it's in an airtight container.
Yeah. So use that and then move on. So, and the other thing is, it's great. Coffee has been known to reduce your chances of breast cancer, skin cancer, oral cancer, Parkinson's, diabetes. However, if you have high cholesterol, you have to drink the filtered coffee. So that will keep the lipids down and you won't get high cholesterol. So the truth is, if you're not jittery and you can sleep at night, coffee is a great drink and it's actually good for you.
In moderation. I can almost hear our Dr. Jennifer Ashton going in moderation.
Right, and obviously, to find out how healthy your coffee habit is, you can go online. Self.com has a quiz, and you can take that quiz and find out if you have a healthy coffee habit.
We're going to link to that website on ours. Just go to earlyshow.cbsnews.com for more of this information. Thanks to you, Lucy.
Cheers.
Cheers.